Jordan, and it was Kobe Bryant, it was Tim Duncan, it was Shaquille O'Neal, it was LeBron James, and somebody said, who comes off the bench? That's an illustrious list. That's a phenomenal question. KD said, heck, I'll see your question with a statement. None of them can guard me. How about that? Didn't necessarily say who comes off the bench, but he did say none of them can guard him. James Jones, you agree with KD's response?
I see no lies. I see no lies. None of them could guard me. How about that? I see no lies. Come on, man. KD is like that. And argue with your mama, but somebody got to come off. Somebody got to come off the bench, and it ain't KD. KD is one of the greatest scorers we've ever seen play the game of basketball. A 7-footer that could dribble, a 7-footer that could shoot the three, a 7-footer that could shoot the mid-range, a 7-footer that could take you off the dribble. One of them dudes coming off the bench, and it ain't KD, and he's right. Mike can't deal with him, and they might be able to stop him every now and then, but deal with KD a whole game. Bron ain't dealing with him. Kobe ain't dealing with him. He has too much in his bag offensively to deal with KD. I 100% agree with KD. And if it was up to me, because I know how humble Tim Duncan is, because I remember they asked Tim Duncan, hey, man, they asked him a similar question. Kobe, Mike, Bron, you, who you benching? He said, myself. So with him being humble, I'm going to say, hey, man, Tim Duncan come off the bench.
I 83.3% agree with KD because 5 out of them 6 can't guard him. LeBron in LeBron's heyday could guard KD. I think only, but to your point, hold him to 27 points.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, what's guard really mean? Shaq obviously can't guard him. Kobe too short to guard him. Tim Duncan too slow to guard him. Jordan too short to guard him. But LeBron has the stature, has the athleticism. But I would say this, correct me if I'm wrong, I only think 3 individuals since the turn of the century can guard KD. Kevin Garnett, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I think LeBron from like 2007 to 2016. If LeBron isn't tasked with putting up 40 points offensively, if LeBron got to do that.
What's guard? Like,
correct.
Hold him to 20?
Make it tough.
Make it tough on him.
Okay.
Make it tough on him. And make him shoot under 40% from the field and make him score 27 points or less. Like, that's what guarding is to me. I think LeBron, in his heyday, not having to do much offensively, the only person on the list who probably could have. You agree?
This is why KD is special, man. Like, how many players of his stature are going to say what he said and put this out for the world to see? None of them can guard me. How about that? He ain't lying, but, like, this dude's one of the greatest basketball players we've ever seen. They're not replying to this list. They wouldn't reply to it. The fact that he did that and we can have this discussion just makes it so cool. Like, but what people got to understand, when you are an athlete, if you don't think like this,
yeah, that's fair.
You in trouble.
That's fair. But let me ask you this. Is KD the one that's responding to it because not that a hit dog hollers in the sense that if you get hit by something, you'll respond, but Kobe don't got to respond. Kobe got 4 chips. Kobe's a top 10 player of all time. Kobe. Shaq doesn't have to respond. Shaq has 4 chips. Shaq's a top 10 player of all time. Kobe Bryant, the late, great Kobe Bryant, he wouldn't have responded. His resume speaks for itself. LeBron James is a top 2 player of all time. He ain't got to respond. Jordan is Jordan. Jordan looks down upon everybody. He ain't got to respond. Well, Tim Duncan got 5 chips. He's a top 10 player of all time. Is it that KD is – obviously, KD is just fun. He's fun on social media. He's come at me several times. I take nothing by it. It's just fun. It's funny to me. But is it the aspect of he has the least secure resume, too? So you almost have to – you don't have to respond, but you got the least secure resume. So not that there's insecurity with that, but the others don't have to respond.
I believe because all those players that you just named all have at least 4 championships. KD obviously only has 2. So he feels like, okay, yeah, the only way that I can legitimize myself with this group, none of them can stop me. Not one of them, because of the championship.
But to the other point that James made that I didn't disagree with verbally, but in my head I kind of did, realistically speaking, none of them have to respond because KD's probably the one coming off the bench. We say it in jest, but like Tim Duncan and his 5 championships and his MVPs, he ain't coming off the bench. Shaq starting at the 5, he not coming off the bench. Jordan, he's obviously not coming off the bench. LeBron James is running point. He's the ball handler on there, so he's not coming off the bench. So you telling me Kobe coming off the bench, James Jones? So KD almost has to respond because he's the one that likely would come off the bench.
I wouldn't have him come off the bench if I'm the coach. If I'm coaching that team, he's starting.
Come on, man.
So
If
who's coming off the bench?
Tim Duncan is coming off the bench. I've told you that. I've told you that. Tim Duncan is. Man, listen, we talk because he said none of them can guard me. How about that?
He moved the conversation.
That's what I'm saying. But we all know as an athlete, respect is everything, dog. And you ain't gonna sit up here and say they disrespected me with all these greats, right? You know, you can't say that.
But you know what? You know what it is, James. And you've gotten in arguments, whether it's with your significant other, with your kids, and you know when you argue with your kid or maybe even your wife about something, and they got to move the conversation because they would know they're gonna lose the conversation.
Man, we married. That happened all the time.
But my thing is if we are talking about just great players on that basketball court and you are taking out the championships, you can't put Tim Duncan in there in front of
Tim Duncan's a better player than Kevin Durant. Come on.
No, he is not. Emmanuel Acho.
James, he won.
What first and last?
He won 5 championships.
See,
he has his own MVPs. He has defensive All-NBA teams. And not only that, I can't forget the championships. You play to win championships. But it's like this. He won it with different iterations. Remember, he won a championship in '99 when it was him and David Robinson.
What does Tim Duncan do on the basketball court better?
Everything in the post. Everything in the post. His post game is from top to bottom. Everything he does in the post is better than Kevin Durant.
You have not seen Kevin Durant get that ball on the block and go to work.
You've forgotten how great Tim Duncan is.
So you basically telling me with the ball in his hands, under the three-point line, Tim Duncan's a better scorer than KD?
Within 12 feet. Within 12 to 14 feet. Not at 20, not at 22 feet.
Emmanuel Acho, in 50 years since Michael Jordan
Yes, sir.
has had all them scoring titles, it's
Yes, sir.
only one person that has had as many as him.
James, I think you're forgetting how great
I think
Duncan
you
is.
are forgetting how great
James,
Kevin
5
Durant
championships.
is. I understand.
Over the
Championship,
course
you got
of 20
me.
years.
Hey, championships,
with
I go
different players.
Championships, I go like this.
That's why you play the game now, sir.
Championships, I go like this.
And he wasn't like he wasn't riding
plenty of people
coattails.
with more championships than KD, and you gonna take KD.
I like
when
KD
you talk
also.
about
I do.
a basketball
I do.
talent.
You know Tim Duncan has MVPs too, right?
I understand
Like
nobody's
regular
saying
season-
Tim Duncan is not a great. All I'm saying is Tim Duncan does not have what KD
No,
has.
not as a skill set, and vice versa, though. Can we not also suggest that
What do
vice
you mean
versa?
vice versa?
Meaning if you remember from about 2000 to 2009, if you gave Tim Duncan, and I'm a Mavericks fan, so Tim Duncan scarred my life. If you gave Tim Duncan the ball on the block, it was an automatic bucket, or is double teamed, it's kicked out to Manu, it's kicked out to Tony. If you gave Tim Duncan the ball on the block from about 2000 to 2009, automatic
All
bucket.
that sound cool. As an offensive player, who you taking, Acho?
Kevin Durant.
So what we talking about?
Because the game of basketball is more than just offense. That's what we're talking about.
So KD don't
Tim
play
Duncan-
defense now.
Tim Duncan played defense at a significantly higher rate and was acknowledged as being a better defensive player than Kevin Durant. I don't have it off the top of my head. Matt, how many All-NBA defensive teams for Tim Duncan, sir?
Tim Duncan was
how
one
many,
of the-
sir? 15, you
Acho,
said.
so let me-
15 all-defensive
so
teams?
let me do this.
15 all...
Hold on.
Wait, hold on. No,
no,
sir. How many for Kevin Durant, please, sir? Oh, wait. We have time. Oh, wait. Don't worry. It's a 2-hour show. I have a little bit.
Come on, I'm gonna wait too, because I'm about to talk to him. Come on.
That's 0, right? Okay, 0. So
Okay.
15 all defensive teams to
Okay.
0 all
Cool.
defensive teams. This is the problem with this generation, and y'all are included now in this generation, but you're omitted because James is doing too much talking. Is you get so enamored with the now that you have forgotten the then.
No.
15 all defensive teams, 5 championships. First team All-NBAs, countless, several All-Stars, and you want to tell
it's
me that Kevin
probably-
Durant is better than Tim
But
Duncan?
it's probably other people, Acho, that you can say that has championships, that got all defensive teams, all that.
15 of
And
them,
you, hold on,
James?
and you are going to take Kevin
Hey.
Durant. This is my last thing with it, right?
Thank God it's your last
Okay,
thing
so
with it.
let's just say me.
15.
No. Let's just say me, you, TJ, we out there, all right, and this is our squad, bunch of bums. We ain't no good.
Yes, sir.
All right, we need one more player, all right, to take us there. Are you taking Tim Duncan or are you taking Kevin Durant when you need somebody to carry a team with no talent around them? Because that's truly the better player. With all them all defensive teams and all that, who you taking, Acho?
If we're in Venice Beach and you're not playing, you're not working on nothing else, I'm taking Kevin Durant.
Don't do what KD doing now, flipping the question.
If we're in Venice Beach,
Acho, if your team is sorry.
In the NBA, I'm taking Tim Duncan. Because in 1999, Tim Duncan won a chip after leaving Wake, and then Tim Duncan won another chip in like 2005, and then 2007. Then he stopped the Heatles, sir, in case you... LeBron? Yeah, beat him. Bosh? Beat him. Dwayne Wade? Yeah, beat him. Come on, James.
I don't call you a liar too much, but you lying.
It's not even comparable.
You are going to... If your
There's
team
15
is
all
terrible...
defensive teams.
I understand that. Cool. All right, you
just said cool.
you a
said
better
it like it's nothing.
you a better defender than him. Cool. All right, I give you that. You're a better defender than him, which I still, even with all them defensive teams, I still would take KD.